We'll start with the small talk. I woke up at 2 in the morning shitting because I ate Domino's, so that was fun.
Hey Domino's, if you want to sponsor the show for giving Levi the shits at 2 a.m., you can email us at heelsandquads@gmail.com.
Now, if anybody didn't come here tonight to have a good time, please get the fuck out!
Dance.
Hard to even fucking focus on it. Like, I wanted to have a fucking puke bucket next to me and be like, oh my god, he's gonna puke. Because it was so fucking, this show was fucking awful.
If you experience yellowing of the skin and diarrhea, chills, and a fever, you might be John Dice.
Do you or someone you know suffer from mesothelioma? Have you or someone
Or
you know
jaundice.
died from mesothelioma? Contact us now. You may be entitled to a settlement.
Hold on a second, Levi. I gotta tell you something.
If you or a loved one have any issues, just call Tober Beetle and Musgrave. 1-800-TOBER Beetle and Musgrave. That's a long fucking phone number. You can text it too.
I've got 17 too many numbers.
You guys, I feel like you guys are an extension of Talking Shop. I want to just keep doing this interview. Like, how drunk am I going to be when I land in Las Vegas?
Jesus Christ.
Did you just turn into the fucking Cowardly Lion? Are we on the Yellow Brick Road? Jesus.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast. The boys are back in town, if you will, or in the same town, but back in the saddle here at the HAQ headquarters. Levi and Tommy here, and we're bringing it back to talk about some wrestling for you.
Wrestling.
2002.
Before we start with the wrestling, I want
Right,
to talk to you
yeah,
about the Fozzy concert because you went last night.
Yes,
I was
rocking the
supposed to
shirt.
go,
Yeah.
but didn't go.
Got the signed record.
Oh, nice.
I that and the Carney at the merch table threw me a post. It's sitting over there. Same. It's just that poster. It's not signed.
Oh, okay.
It's like so the CDs are $20 for a signed CD or whatever. I was like, cool, I'll get
Yeah.
it. My mom wanted something signed, so I'll give her the CD. I can listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah.
Anyways, he gives me All That Remains. And I was like, oh, is it like only older CDs or something? I kind of wanted the new one. He's like, oh, you want the new one? He's like, yeah, nothing wrong with All That Remains. I just want the new one.
I want the new one.
Sting.
Had it been
So, yeah.
Judas signed, you probably would have kept that one for yourself.
I would have kept that one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because as long as it was one of these two, or even Do You Want to Start a War or whatever.
Yeah.
'cause the lights go out, or like I like that song a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the tour shirt. They had a couple different ones, but
Very
the
nice.
World Tour. Opening bands were the first band I really liked them. They're called the Nocturnal Affair.
Mhm.
I don't know where they said they were from, but they were fucking cool, dude. And so I listened to them, actually their album, a lot today. And then what was it? Crash Karma. It's a 2-piece band. A lot of people call them the White Stripes of metal.
Oh.
It was interesting. I liked, not in a bad way. It was
Mhm.
interesting. Like it was good. And then GFM, I can't believe, I don't know how old those girls are. Got to be like 16 to 20, maybe 16 to 18. They perform on stage like they've been doing it for 20 fucking years.
Wow.
They're really good. And
That's
it's a
high
three-piece.
praise.
The guitarist girl, man, she was fucking great on guitar. The vocalist, she could sing great. And also her growls weren't guttural enough for me, but they were good. She's a female. So like, not all of them can do that. Like if
Right.
you want to hear my favorite female sing/scream would be, God, what's her name? She's the singer of Spirit Box. If you ever, it's fucking awesome. But anyways, the drummer, killer. GFM was cool. So Fozzy, great on stage. Everything, it was great. The venue, it's called Temple Live in Fort Smith.
Mhm. Which
I've been
there's
to many
another one somewhere
in
else.
Wichita.
Yeah, Wichita.
They were at it the night before.
Okay.
I've been to many loud shows. I was at Anthrax, right by the speaker. I've been to Slayer. I've been to Maiden. Those a little further away. I've been to Sabbath, Fear Factory, right by the speaker. 10 Years by the speaker. Norma Jean by the speaker. Temple Live, I needed earplugs because, and I don't think Fozzy was loud because the main band's always going to be loud as fuck.
Right.
That venue, like soundproof it or something, dude. The lady next to me, like there was a lot of times where I had to do this because if anybody's ever been to a show where it's really fucking loud and kind of closed off together, you get these weird high-pitched frequencies that just they want to burst your eardrum. And it was happening way too much with Fozzy. So they opened with Sane and the band was tight. Jericho sounds good. His vocals have gotten so much better over the years.
PJ on bass is fucking phenomenal.
Oh, he's
dude.
great.
He's so good.
Dude.
I loved him in Trickster. So
Grant on drums, the new drummer, dude.
Yeah.
He's fucking great. Rich obviously is dope on guitar, and then what is it, Billy, the other guitars.
Mhm.
Here's where the issue was. Anything like, first of all, the backup mics needed to be turned the fuck down because they were right there on Jericho's level. They were too loud, and they were both singing backing vocals, and sometimes all three: Rich, PJ, and Billy. Sometimes all three, and dude, it was creating these fucking sounds, these frequencies that were so rough in my ears. And I tried to get VIP, by the way, but I didn't buy them. If I would have bought them the day before, I would have got it. But that morning, I was like, yeah, we're going to go, whatever.
which is
They
usually
were
what happens.
unavailable.
People change their mind last minute and they're like, yeah, I kind of do want to
Yeah.
meet the band.
Yeah. And I wish I would have did it, but it's also like $200. I could save that. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll get a chance to meet Jericho someday. The band, like I said, dude, the band was great. He's a performer. The dude's great. So much crowd interaction, clapping, singing, all that shit. What really sucked is that going to a Fozzy concert, a lot of people are there to see Chris Jericho, not for the music.
Right.
So you could see the people that were just there for the wrestler. And it bothered me because the first couple bands, man, they were good. All three of them were good in their own right. But people just didn't interact. And we were in the seats. I didn't do floor because I was like, it's going to be stinky, sweaty metal and wrestling fans.
ProWrestlingTees.com/heels and quads.
To get the hygiene shirt. But yeah, show was great, dude. Naturally, I looked up their set list. They do Judas, and then they do Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap as their last song, their encore.
Which is cool.
Judas started the encore. Yeah. We left after the first or second chorus of Judas. The wow, we were walking out because I was like, I'm beating traffic. It wasn't sold out. The upper deck, they didn't even open seats. So it was just, it was a small turnout.
Us at All In, the 3 count, we're out.
Yeah, dude, for sure. That's just how I roll, man. But anyways, yeah, the band was great. Yeah, Fozzy's fucking good, dude. They have assembled, I think when he said it on his pod, like, this is the best lineup. I've never seen them before, but they're just beyond tight, all professionals on stage. And Jericho's much better on vocals. He's wearing the red shoes. You could see his dick hopping around. Me and Mariah couldn't even talk because usually you can scream in each other's ears. During Fozzy, it didn't matter. You couldn't. It was so fucking loud.
Right.
But anyways, she texted me and said his pee-pee is bouncing around. You could see Jericho's dick bouncing because he's wearing the leather pants. So I saw Jericho's dick, and she said she saw everything at one point, like balls and all. Like, it was just tight. I was like, cool, we saw Jericho's dick. But anyways, yeah, Sane. They did the cover Relax about halfway through, which is cool. And so the chick next to me, she noticed that I kind of did that a couple times because the solos, they did like an extended like guitar show off solo dual thing during Enemy, and I had toilet paper in my ears, and I was still doing this because it was the EQ. They got to get it figured out, the EQ at that place. And I knew it was going to be fucking weird because I heard a dude in the lobby before the show. He said, I'm still recovering from the Skillet concert. And I was like, Skillet? I was like, I know they're, like rock or whatever.
Yeah.
But surely they're not that fucking loud.
Yeah.
No, it's that venue.
It's that venue. Yeah.
The venue is because George's, I'm telling you, dude, the speaker was right here for Anthrax. And Anthrax is a fucking loud band, dude. That's a thrash metal band.
They've got their shit together though. That's a good venue.
The sound guy is good, man. Like, I think the sound guys at Temple Live, Fort Smith, they need to learn EQ a little better because even cymbals were a problem. Overhead mics, the backing mics were just turned up way too loud. And I think the room is like, it's almost like concrete wall type thing. It's not concrete, but it's like a hard drywall or something. The sound just fucking reverberates. And we were in section A, so we're here. It's floor A, B, C. We're over here. So great view and everything, but
yeah, the video you sent me of Drinking with Jesus was, I mean, you were like there.
Yeah. You could,
it was a good spot.
See pretty well. So,
and the video didn't sound bad at all.
No, I listened to the videos today, and it sounds fun. Usually the videos will be all trashed if it's bad. Like I have some George's videos where it sounds terrible, but the Judas video, maybe I can send it and you can put it on here.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's the sound guy, man. It was just too much. It was too fucking, and I sound like a pussy saying it, but you've heard the concerts I've been to, man. Like I've been to some loud shows and I love it. But that was like, I told Mariah, we bitched about it for like 20 minutes on the drive home. If we ever go back to Temple Live Fort Smith, I'm bringing like rubber earplugs for sure.
So yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Like a venue can ruin a concert. The first Kiss show I went to was at the Pyramid in Memphis, and that place just was not built for concerts.
Yeah.
It sounded bad, but like I've since found the bootleg of it and it sounds okay on the recording. And then Mid-South Coliseum, I saw Disturbed there in 2003.
Okay.
And like the tiles from the roof were falling down. It was so fucking, yeah. And like at the beginning, we were right up front, and then finally, I was like, I'm getting the fuck out of here because I'm getting crushed against Guardrail. Those fans are fucking nuts. One, and two, it was just so fucking loud, and like I was like, I'm not getting hit with a piece of fucking tile coming off the fucking ceiling of this place either.
Yeah,
I mean, when we went back up to the seats, we could see them falling down.
Jeez,
it was fucking crazy. I can't believe they kept going.
Huh?
Yeah, but
yeah,
I mean, that's a drag, but I mean, at least the band was good, you know?
All the band, the music was all great, dude. It was just the EQ and that the venue's it's not made for metal concerts.
And for the most part, the fans sucked.
And the fans suck. Dude, I've been to some George's shows where the crowd's wild, and I've been to some, Super Joint Ritual, Phil Anselmo's other band, saw him at George's. It was loud as fuck. It was just fine. Fear Factory, loud as fuck, just fine. Anyways. Temple's got these two, almost like when you go see an opera, the two like things up top where like the royalty sits and kind of looks down. They have those. So I don't know if maybe if somebody listening to this,
it's an old theater type thing.
It's an old theater. It is.
You want to see the guy with like the little binocular,
the masquerade and shit. Yeah. I just don't think they got to figure out some soundproof and shit because like you said, the venue can definitely ruin a concert, and it sucked because I'm so excited to see it and everything, and it was just a bummer that, dude, the sound was so.
I wonder if it was just as bad in Wichita, the other one.
It looked so the Wichita picture looked like it looked like just floor and then there's upper seating.
Okay.
So whereas this one was floor seating, upper seating.
Gotcha.
And like I said, they didn't even open the upper
so maybe
seating,
a company just bought these buildings and they were just different setups.
I don't know, man. I really don't know. But there's this. You've been to many concerts too. There's this high pitched screeching sound.
I know
when
exactly
certain things
what you're
go
talking
together,
about.
And it just
it's like a dog whistle.
Yeah, in your eardrum.
Yeah,
so bad, dude. And anyways, the lady next to me saw me doing it, and she like hands me toilet paper during the middle of whatever, and I was like, I'm like. It's so loud, but she can't hear me. So fuck yeah, dude. It stuffed it in my ear. And Mariah was like, I saw her with the toilet paper and I was about to go get some because Mariah said, again, Mariah, kill switch engage right by the speaker and never
wasn't an issue.
Wasn't that bad, man. So it was It was rough, dude. The toilet paper kind of helped. I still had to plug them during solos.
I think that would be a concert that would be cool outdoors, like in more of like a festival environment.
Yeah, and because the
plus there's fresh air.
Yeah, that's nice too. Which, you know what, dude? Me and Mariah were pleasantly surprised. She was like, "It didn't stink." I was like, "I know it didn't stink. It actually didn't fucking stink."
That's wild.
Kind of wild. Yeah. So, anyways, good show. If you ever get a chance to see Fozzy, definitely do it. But bring earplugs if you're going to a temple live.
Yeah,
that's all I got to say about it. For sure.
All right, let's move on to the reason why we're here, because we just did like an hour of. If you're listening or watching on YouTube and you're not a part of the Patreon, you're going to be pleasantly surprised with this new thing we're doing. Picking 2 albums, putting them against each other track by track. The winner of each time we do it will move on, and the winner overall will get inducted into the Hall of Fame music wing. So just a cool another little enticing thing that we're going to do over there that you don't get unless you're part of it.
Yeah.
And like I said, it's fun. So we do Iron Maiden's debut versus Judas Priest, British Steel this week. So if you're not already a member, patreon.com/eaglesquads, go sign up. Okay, so the reason why we're here, we're doing the go home shows pre-Judgment Day because we've already done Judgment Day. So we had to kind of figure something out to do. Obviously didn't want to move right into King of the Ring, but the way it's set up, we can do the go home shows. Then I'm gonna re-edit the Judgment Day, put that out next week. Then the next time we record, we can do the post Judgment Day Raw and SmackDown, and then the next week the go homes. Then the next time King of the Ring.
Yeah,
because it's at the end of the month in June, so it works out.
Yeah. And these, I found myself, not the Raws, because I did the Raws a couple of years ago in 02 summer, but this year I kind of I started doing the SmackDowns from 02, like early summer. And I saw that I had already watched this one, but I think it was the morning, like I was just putting it on in the morning before we're getting ready when I was watching them. So I'd like catch the Hogan parts and everything,
right.
But
and the Raw is May 13th, which is my birthday. So this Raw, I turned 15 years old. So
and Friday,
right,
you turned 35, yeah,
20 years.
So
and so I remembered it from watching it live because it's Hogan and Flair for the title on this Raw.
Oh yeah.
So I remembered that part.
And that was one that popped up on YouTube too for me. Yeah, I saw the Hogan and Flair, and I was like, I don't remember that from 02. And then sure enough, I started watching. I was like, oh, this is the episode.
Yep.
So pretty cool. Anyways, let's start it. So Judgment Day 02 Raw go home show, May 13th, 2002. Starts out with Hardy's versus Brock, right?
Mm-hmm.
There wasn't an open before the other than the no get your cut. One of my favorite Raw intros, dude. It's a good one. Gets you pumped. Beats Nickelback.
Definitely.
So
I don't think the Flair backstage segment is opening. I think that's after the match. Pretty sure.
Yes, that is after the match. Because I tried to note it in segment by segment.
Oh, you've got notes. Great. Excellent.
Yeah. Hardy's versus Brock, DQ finish when Paul pulls the ref out, sets up the tag match at Judgment Day, which the tag match was, it's Stasiak and no,
it's Paul Heyman.
That's right.
And
previously it was a house show loop or something. It was,
the insurrection we did.
That's right. Yeah. And then they did do it on house shows. Yeah. It runs together.
Yeah.
So it's Paul and Brock versus the Hardy Boys, which it's just it's Brock gets to decimate them and
Paul just stands on the outside.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's the opener for that.
No big whoop.
Yeah, whatever. Hardy's sell great. X-Pac and Big Show backstage with Flair. He explains why he fired Scott Hall, which we all know the truth.
Plane ran from hell.
Yeah. Then we get the F out commercial.
Oh yeah, just he mentions there's a new member of the NWO, but he doesn't even know it yet, which is okay. Okay, Vince.
Yeah, whatever.
However you want to book the NWO now, it's your business.
Or Flair.
Well, Vince.
In
reality,
yeah.
yes.
I got you. Yes, kind of. I was like, dude, I'm so lost. Flair comes out to announce the new NWO member, but he was going to.
Yeah.
But he's getting cheap heat talking about the Maple Leafs, and he makes the title match for the main event because he's using his power or whatever which it's funny because Flair wasn't really aligned with the NWO ever, but here he's kind of like, I don't know, it's weird here. Like Flair doesn't
strange.
I
don't think they knew what to do after Scott Hall was gone.
No, and just say it early on.
And Nash is hurt, right?
Yeah. Yes. I think he's got some kind of issue.
Because he comes back in the summer because he comes back when Sean joins.
Yeah.
And they kick Booker T out.
Yeah, this is that time period where SmackDown was just way better than Raw. Better roster. And that's why I think inevitably Triple H goes back and they kind of make the changes they needed to make.
Yeah.
Especially when Austin was gone.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was a big part of it too. Live in Toronto, the announcement, and then Terry arrives on his bike.
Yep.
Comes cruising in. And then we get the Planet Stasiak backstage. And
Dr. Planet Stasiak.
Dr. Planet Stasiak. And Eddie's like, who you talking to, Holmes? And Stasiak's like, I'll show you in the ring or something like that. Whatever it was.
So then they wrestle. Van Dam comes out because Van Dam's wrestling Eddie.
He sits ringside. Yep. And then the frog splash gets the win, and RVD attacks Eddie, and then Eddie's like pissed, and RVD's like, who do you think you are, or something. And he's like, RVD. Yeah. So that whole thing. And then Coach is knocking on Stone Cold's door, but Deborah is like, let me go get him real quick.
And her little Stone Cold outfit number thing she's got going on. Bedazzled.
Yeah. And they come back from commercial break or whatever, and then Austin does come out and talk to him. Hindsight, you can tell Austin's burnt here.
Yep.
You can just kind of tell in the promo, and like
he's checked out.
You can almost see it in his eyes because he's always been more like, Austin's face, he doesn't do it intentionally, but he's very good at just acting the part. And right here, dude, it's just like he's just going through the motions.
Yep.
Just done. And in hindsight, back then you probably wouldn't notice.
Wouldn't have noticed. Because it kind of went with his character at this point, almost.
Yeah, it did. The what thing and whatever. And then we get like a Tommy Dreamer vignette type
That's
thing.
so fucking weird. I don't remember this.
Like living in the bathroom or like doing
drinking the fucking urinal water and shit.
Yeah, I don't
shaving
remember.
his tongue. It was super fucking strange. He's like, you don't drink toilet water? It's so much colder. I was like, what?
This is Vince McMahon.
Oh,
101 right here, dude. Yeah. So then we get William Regal going to ringside with the European title, and he's going to watch Terry Reynolds versus Molly Holly. They come out to generic track 1 and 2.
Create a wrestler, generic track.
CAW, generic track 1 and 2. Note on this, though, Molly probably would have thrived in today's women's division.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Because she was more, like back then, she was a little more serious about the wrestling aspect.
Technically sound,
Yeah, she was good. She was good in ring, whereas like she carried that match. Terry's not. Terry wasn't.
She wasn't supposed to be ever, really.
No, she was kind of an interviewee, like a manager.
She was she was a valet for Goldust. And I mean, in that role, she was fucking awesome. Marlena with the cigar and shit.
Yeah. Molly wins with the cradle. And then commercial mid-show, we get Flair versus Hogan for the title.
Yeah, even though it's billed as the main event, but Legend versus Legend graphic.
This is a weird Raw, dude. Like a very
it's super
underwhelming go-home show.
However, this match, not bad.
No, this is
there's a couple of spots. Hey, Flair's turnbuckle bump. He misses it. He botches it a little bit, which, I mean, it's forgiven. Both guys are in decent fucking shape here.
Yeah.
I mean, other than, Terry's just kind of slow, but that's
just his run in general. You kind of tell here, well, not in this match necessarily, but this is that time period where allegedly Flair just didn't have his confidence.
Yeah.
He wasn't the nature boy. You can kind of see later when he's got his shirt on over his tights and he comes out like that or whatever, but
But you get the decent Flair bumps, the off the top, he throws them and
you get your
always
spots,
just
the kind of sideways flip. Yeah.
Safe.
So
and then he's punching him, chopping him, and Terry gets up and does a 1, 2, 3, 4 to 10, and then he backs off, and then Flair does the face plant.
Yeah.
Classic. Yeah.
Always gotta do the face plant.
Terry gets him in the figure 4. Big boot, leg drop, 1, 2, 3.
Austin stuns Flair.
Yes.
And then it's the leg drop, and then the 1, 2, 3. You got to hit the atomic leg because the stunner's not enough.
No,
the atomic leg drop really
not with Uncle Terry in the ring.
Yeah, so
but there's tomfoolery because it's a no DQ match, which it's weird to go back and when Flair goes to get the chair like towards the beginning of the match, and Charles Robinson takes it away from him and throws it out of the ring, and then he like runs behind Terry and stuff. But they kind of cover it up on commentary. I don't know if maybe he forgot or if he's just trying to tell, because he's little in age. But he basically trying to tell Flair you can do this without that. It's just the way I read into it. But anyways,
it was more of like a morale or a moral type thing, morality or whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Flair backstage and his usual not making sense spiel where he's all hyped up and freaking.
He tries to flip the table.
He starts chopping the Big Show. That was funny.
He tries to flip the table and it just kind of like shifts back, and X-Pac kind of looks over at it like
he just gets all worked up and starts saying gibberish.
Yeah.
Trish and Bubba Ray versus Steven Richards and Jazz, and then
and if Trish wins, she gets the title, right?
Yeah, and if Bubba wins, he gets the hardcore title.
Something like that, yeah.
Something weird, but then Crash Holly comes out, and then
it's all over the place.
Yeah, and Trish wins,
Trish gets the cover,
tells Bubba to get the table.
Yeah.
And then they do the table spot. So, yeah. Coach with Undertaker asking about his bike.
And he just stares at him, gives him that long stare down. You think he's about to speak, and then he turns around and walks away.
Yeah, that's it. Real epic. Booker T and Goldust, lumberjack spot, or Booker T's wearing the lumberjack shit. Yeah.
He's like, you're not supposed to wear a lumberjack outfit? And Goldust's like, no, but it looks great. So he's like, well, if you think it looks so great, why don't you wear it? And he puts the hat on Goldust over the wig.
This was a great gimmick, but it was weird too that it was doing this team along with the NWO thing. And they kind of made a little story out of it, but it was like, just do one or the other. Dude.
Yeah.
Like Booker T was never an NWO guy anyway. Neither was Sean.
Yep.
X-Pac and Big Show versus Bradshaw. NWO.
Here it is. Bradshaw's push, man. Because in the Terry match, he comes in and tries to make the save for Terry and kind of does. And then Stone Cold comes out and helps both of them out.
Yeah. Yeah. The NWO wins with fuckery, the chair shot, and two choke slams, and there you go. Hogan interview where Taker ties him to the bike and drags him. So this is that famous episode where he's brutally dragged across the arena and then hits a thing of boxes and a couple pipes.
Rolls into it.
Yeah. And then he's selling it on SmackDown too.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah. He's got the leather jacket on, he's got the helmet on, so he's protected. He's totally got gloves protected. On. Yeah.
Taker's not doing like 60 or anything.
No.
So, but it was brutal.
It's a cool visual, honestly.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not. It's just wrestling.
Yeah,
that's all.
Right.
It's just that it's wrestling, so it's got to be funny,
over the top.
Yeah. And then after that, we get the lumberjack match with Austin versus Booker T. The lame NWO debut for Booker T. Just kind of here he is. And
Ric Flair's like, against Booker T, get in here, and Booker T's like, what?
Yeah. And then I said, what about Raven? Because I liked his look here, but he was like not really around on TV. You kind of see a lot of guys outside the ring right here. It's like, why weren't they on the show? Because it was just, dude, it was a pretty lame Raw, especially for a go home.
Yep.
And I think they saved it all for SmackDown. But
go ahead. Sorry.
Austin wins with a roll up. Arn attacks Austin from behind, and the NWO beats Austin down to end the show.
To add what you were saying about Austin kind of looking checked out, the spot where Brock is just like thrusting him into the ring apron spot multiple times. And it's almost, I caught a moment. I don't know if you saw it or if you like really were paying attention because, like you said, it's not the greatest Raw. But after he does that and Austin gets back in the ring, there's a spot where Austin's in the corner and Earl Hebner, who's ref in the match, comes around and he's laughing.
Hebner is?
Yeah. So I almost wonder if Austin said something about Brock, because those were pretty forceful.
Oh, yeah. Like you say, he's a little stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Goddamn, son.
A little stiffo.
Lesnar's a little stiff.
A little stiffo. So yeah, that's the Raw, man.
Yeah,
not a
Austin
very
wins.
Flagship show. This is not. They needed the draft kind of had, I don't know, creative and the draft had messed up Raw because they could have been building stars here, but they were just Brock.
Yeah, and he ends up on SmackDown in no time.
So it's Raw's not very good here. You get to later in the year, it gets better because Trips is back and all that. Anyways, SmackDown. So it's May 16th. That is it's May 14th, but it's on May 16th.
Right.
Shows last week's highlights and
long opening promo.
Yeah,
here.
long
video promo.
Yeah, and then it's a long segment with Triple H. He opens the show talking about Vince. Edge comes out to say that he wants to play the game. And then Angle and Jericho follow to attack them, which sets up the tag match in the main. Then we get a Judgment Day promo, which that opening segment, like I liked the Triple H era of SmackDown because there was just a lot of guys and there were so many stories to be had and it was kind of all working. It was good, man. It was a good era of SmackDown. And then Vince and Stacy backstage, she's showing her boobs or bikini or whatever to him. And then that's when Jericho and Angle interrupt and they go, "Did you see?
You didn't see what happened just 5 minutes ago." Yeah.
Yeah. And then he's like, we'll make it a tag match. And they're all happy about it.
Yeah. Because the whole thing was like they were saying, they just started fighting each other. So it worked out for us, being I don't remember the term Jericho used, but like basically like the slick, guys we are,
Jericho's got a good vocabulary.
Yeah.
So he always uses big words.
Oh yeah. He was great here.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of times where he talks different. I think I noted it later, but he kind of has this weird way he talks here. It's like the gum in his mouth is affecting it, but he's like, oh, like.
Well, he really puts it over in the promo backstage. He does.
Yeah.
Not this, but the
next one.
Yeah.
Lance Storm. He puts over the gum. He gets everything over.
Yep.
Lance Storm and Bob Holly versus the Big Valboski, which is his name here.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't say Val Venus. It says the Big Valboski.
But
Randy
you
Orton.
get the song. Same song. Yeah.
Yeah, same song. It's just the Big Valboski and Randy Orton. This is a cool little tag match. All the matches are relatively short. Orton wins by rolling Storm up after reversing the pin. And when Orton, this is back when Orton was generic theme 1 and generic wrestler 1 and creative wrestler. The
blue and yellow tights.
Yeah, just generic
as fuck. Teaming with the Big Valboski here.
Yeah, look at him now, man. One of the biggest stars ever. So cool.
Well, he's a snake now.
Well, yeah. He's a bro. He's a bro snake.
He's a bro snake.
Bro snake.
Not to be confused with the broski.
Yeah. We get Raw clips, and then it shows what happened on Raw, and then it shows Hogan arriving, and he's just selling the fuck out of the bike injury. So, Uncle Terry always keeping the kayfabe rolling. Kayfabe's brother. Tori Wilson and Maven. He asks her to go out on a date, and then Reverend Devon shows up to preach.
Testify,
my brother. And then Maven kind of bows up. Batista steps in, and then Al
baby
Snow comes out.
Batista.
Yeah, baby Batista. Al Snow comes out and he's like, "We got a problem," and they all back off.
Yeah, they're like, "Whoa!"
They're like, "This guy trained us, so we better chill the fuck out." Or at least Batista. He probably trained Batista. Then we get Funaki and Gregory Detective Helms.
Yes.
Who this is when he's like acting like he's not the Hurt. It's like the Peter Parker-ish.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
it's the Clark Kent Superman.
Yeah, he's pretending to not be that guy, which is pretty good. I like that. Funaki and Helms goofing around or whatever, and then Jericho and
the note on the back.
Yeah, the note on the back where it
tells him he's going to get a shot at the cruiserweight title, but if he wins, to watch out because whoever's doing this is gunning for him.
Yeah. And And then Jericho and Michael Cole talking. This is when he puts over the gum. He gets the gum over.
And he spits it out.
Yeah. But
And
he's
just
talking
stares at it.
different, man.
Yeah.
He like talks different here. It's weird. Devon versus Maven. My autocorrect said he cute a promo, but Maven interrupts. Devon wins. He cuts a promo, but Maven interrupts, and then Devon wins. He's not cute. He's Maven. What about Maven? The swimsuit competition. Stacy versus Tori ends up being Trish versus Stacy, and Trish wins. Kind of confusing here, but
Yeah, it's weird, but they put it over that she can be on the show because she's the women's champion. So
yeah,
she
because
has
there's no
the jump ability.
Yeah, same with Undisputed could do the same thing, and then this is
which is why Terry is here.
Yeah, this is pre tag belts being on both shows too. It's just Billy and Chuck that have them. Speaking of Billy and Chuck, good to me. I love Billy and Chuck.
It's so good.
Man.
And Rico.
Everything
Rico was cool
about
as
it.
fuck too.
Yeah, Rico is great. Which, speaking of, it's him versus Rikishi right here, and Rikishi wins.
Which we talked about the last one when we do the other Australia show or whatever. It's Rico and Rikishi in a kiss my ass match.
Oh yeah,
We still got that to come.
He wins.
gotta
With
look at the
stink
date
face here, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah.
He shits in his face. I know that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. Another Judgment Day plug. Got to run that because it's on Sunday. And then Triple H cuts a promo in the locker room with Edge. Edge says they will. Edge says they still have a problem, but they need. And then
Triple H is like,
on tonight.
Yeah, let's get through tonight, and then tomorrow we'll figure it out.
Kind of the beginning of Edge's push here too, being that him and Christian are split, and even back then, because I think Edge wins 0-1 King of the Ring, I believe it was. Yeah, because Billy Gunn wins 99. I don't remember who wins 2000.
Was it Angle?
Was it Angle? I don't remember. I'll have to look that up after.
I don't remember. Okay.
Yeah. So, anyways, you can tell it's Edge going to SmackDown solo was good because that started. You know, he's still three years away from being champion,
Right?
But
this is the beginning of that singles push.
Yeah, and he's kind of hanging with the main event guys. You know, hanging in the ring. And Edge is good. Anyways, Tajiri versus Billy Kidman versus Hurricane. Hurricane wins the title, and it's a very fast match like all the rest of them. But yeah,
there's a lot of segments though.
There was a lot of segments that I think took away from the times of the match, but it's
a go home show. There's a lot to get over verbally.
Yeah. Anyways, I don't remember what the cruiserweight match was on Judgment Day. Probably Kidman versus Hurricane or Tajiri versus Hurricane.
Because Hurricane wins the cruiserweight title.
Yeah. 12 Stones, Broken. I remember the song now for Judgment Day. Another preview for it. Because I'm broken. I know I need you now. Yeah. Hogan comes out to talk because he's the champ, but he doesn't have the belt with him.
He's got a cool fucking red and yellow leather jacket, though.
That makes up for it.
Yeah. That is the belt now, brother.
Yeah, that's the belt. The crowd here, it was almost annoying because they just were going
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes. It was.
I looked it up.
Okay, because I wish I would have wrote that down.
4 minutes and 34 seconds. He tries to talk, and they're just
going crazy. Like
and
ever
he's
since
like,
Mania, dude.
He's really working. Like he's tearing up gimmick. You know?
Yeah, he's gimmicking for sure.
And then he drops the mic and he goes over to the turnbuckle and he keeps covering his face and then like looking at him and then he covers his face and then he looks at him. It's like, come on, a little more. Oh, no.
And then he does that. He does that mini like Hulk up and they just get louder.
Yeah,
just keep getting louder, man. They were going crazy. And then I also noted in this segment, he has a 10-inch penis right here because it's not Terry. This is the Hulk Terry.
Yeah.
So just to let you know, if you were wondering right here, as Hulk Hogan in the ring and the crowd's going wild, brother, he's got a 10-inch penis, brother. Not Terry Bollea doesn't, but right. Hulk Hogan does.
Yes.
And then Vince comes. I just wanted to clarify in case anybody wanted to know. Vince comes out to shit on Hogan a little bit, and then he drops him and hits the atomic leg drop.
We're doing like this is the longest of long-term storytelling because it starts way back in the mid 80s, brother. But here, brother.
Well, that's what works for him, brother.
Here, brother. We're setting up for what's to come in the summertime. And we're setting up what's coming up at next year's Mania, brother.
Mania. Well, because at Mania they dub it like 20 years in the making or something. I remember that. Or 15 years, whatever it was, some kind of something in the making.
Here, because 83, January 83, right? And then 2003, yes.
That's a fly oil.
20 years.
Yeah. So it is 20 years in the making, which that is such a fun match to watch.
Oh, yeah.
Like, between two oldies, that is a great match.
The fucking the bloodery.
Like the evil face coming up from out. Yeah, it's so good, man. So anyways, Hogan goes over here. He's got a tennis penis, all that stuff.
The usual.
Yeah, and then we get the main event, the classic go home main event for 2 matches.
You got to do a tag match. Yep.
You do your mid card, your big mid card match, and your big main, and which was kind of, well, this wasn't the main, but like it's Triple H and Jericho. It's Hell in a Cell. Yeah, it's, and then plus
not
Angle and Edge. Yeah, not a title, but it's a big story, which was still kind of, it's weird
tied into the main event.
Yeah, it's like a co-main event type thing, literally.
Yep.
So Triple H and Edge versus Angle and Jericho, best match on the show and the longest too, and not a significant go-home show aside from a few builds on both shows.
Chair shot from Angle into the Olympic Slam. 1, 2, 3 pins Edge, which back then usually if the heel went over, they were losing at the show at the pay-per-view.
The baby face,
which makes sense because you could almost tell that Kurt was going to be the one to go bald. Even then, I feel like I had a feeling that Edge was winning.
Oh yeah, because there's no way he's shaving those locks off.
No,
he's got the long hair. It would be a very drastic change for Edge. Even when he had the short hair in like 2011 or whatever it was, it was different. Like he pulled it off, but it was just because he'd been gone or whatever. Or no, that's the year he leaves, and then right, yeah. Because Edge was on top, man, from 05 forward. Like he's a main event guy the whole way through till he's done.
And so. I don't remember where I heard it, but there was something about Kurt was, it bothered him that he was starting to thin up top. So they were trying to figure out a way for him to lose.
Vince didn't like that he was balding.
Yeah. So they tried to figure out a gimmick and hair versus hair makes sense.
And
but that's all obviously we found out later on.
Yeah, and it being the team player that Angle, listening to him on his podcast, like pretty much unless it was just stupid and it didn't make sense, he was game, man. He was like, Vince gave me the opportunity of a lifetime, and
he always says that Vince was like his dad.
He did the job, man. Yeah, he's always good with doing the job, and just kind of for the pay-per-view that I really love. I love Judgment Day 02. It's a very underwhelming set of go home shows. Like the builds up to it are good. Every show's, and I haven't watched the Raws prior, but I don't know, man. The whole Stone Cold thing, and then like Raw just hadn't found its identity. It was missing people. The Rock was gone. Triple H is on the other show. Just kind of odd, man. Just kind of
Taker being that big name on Raw just doesn't. It's not. He was still trying to figure this gimmick out.
Yes, and you needed a protagonist and an antagonist ×2.
Yeah,
like for each. You needed a couple of those to be able to cycle through the shows when one of them was off or on the other show.
Yeah,
or whatever.
And Raw, they're really starting to push Brock.
Yeah, but he's not big enough yet to carry the show. That's not until later. So yeah.
Right. All right. Well, we did it. We split it almost evenly, 15 apiece.
Cool.
All right. Let's take her home.
Do it to it. All right. You guys know where to check us out at prowrestlingtees.com/heels and quads. Get your hygienic Heels and Quads Wrestling Podcast shirt because we like hygiene.
We do.
Get all your others collarandelbowbrand.com, heels and quads in all caps at checkout. I haven't checked their website to see if there's more stuff.
I don't think so.
But I think they're still.
I think it's starting to.
They should be gearing up for summer, so
Yeah.
it should be getting better soon. And hemp, go green
Go
hemp,
green hemp,
I guess
yep.
that's the thing.
Yep, still a thing. Yeah,
Heels and
just
quads
checked
in
it.
all caps checkout. Yeah. Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. If you want
Please.
album clashes and watch alongs and stuff like that, hangouts once a month.
You get the
We're
show
doing stuff
early.
over there, man. Yeah, you get the show early. It's been pretty fun over there.
Yep.
So
And then
think-
next Tuesday we'll have the monthly Zoom.
hangout ski.
Yeah, I think it's next Tuesday, right? Is that the last Tuesday of the month?
Is it?
Yeah,
2
no,
weeks?
because the
2
31st.
weeks? Okay, so right after Memorial Day, we'll
Yeah.
do the
Yep.
hangout. So if you guys want to do the hangout with us, even if you want to join for just a month, just to hang once, see if you like it, just
Yeah.
do it. It's like what, $5 or
$5
$10 or something? Yeah,
$5 to hang out.
$5. Just don't buy a bunch of Taco Bell. Save your $5. Get the cravings box instead of getting 2 of them. Bam, there's your $5. You can do it on here, hang out with us, pick our brains a little bit. We're
Yeah.
always up for questions. We know
Yeah.
everybody on the Patreon now. We want some new people that can really balance it out, make it a little different, get to know everybody. You'll like the people on there. So
Yeah.
that's it.
So tell your friends.
Tell your enemies.
We'll talk to you next time.
We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.